honestly, I think how a show like The Hurt Monster is coming together is community. It's because we're here and we're rooted that now all of the ideas don't have to just come between me and Brendan. They're coming from outside collaborators. And also I think it's a curiosity of, I don't know how this will serve me, but I wonder what I'll learn from experiencing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Good News York. Today, my guest is Andrea. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Hi, nice to be here.
Absolutely. Can you go ahead and introduce yourself? Who are you and who are you with?
My name is Andrea Dotto, and I'm the president and co-founder of the Dusty Dott Company.
The Dusty Dott Company. Can you tell me about what that is?
Okay, so we are a multidisciplinary creative studio that's rooted right here in Central New York, and we focus on theater programming, theater education, and really all roads lead to puppetry at the Dusty Dott Company. So we focus on bringing puppetry to places that have maybe never experienced it before.
Awesome. I've heard that you just wrapped up with a big show that many people might be familiar with, and then you also have something on the horizon here too coming up.
Yes.
So I don't know. You can talk about whichever one you would like. Which
Sure.
one do you think would be more fun to talk about?
My husband Brendan Malafranti is the co-founder with me of the Dusty Dott Company. We actually got the name because our first kind of characters to really take shape were, my last name's Dotto, so I was Dot, and a puppet dog named Dusty, who Brendan puppeteers and voices. So that's where our company got its start, and we both were actually just in Frozen at Syracuse Stage. Brendan was Olaf, and I was his understudy. So I got to go on for 2 shows, so I got to make my puppetry debut, which was thrilling. And I mean, having watched him and his work for so many years, he makes puppetry look easy and nuanced and incredible. And so I had really big shoes to fill, but I got a good grade. So, I mean, I got a good score from him. So I felt pretty good about that.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Is that like, are you doing the lines too when you're puppeteering?
Yeah,
Olaf?
so that was a
cool.
musical. Yeah.
Can you give us one of the lines? Like, here we go. I'm sorry.
Oh
I don't
my
mean to put you on the
gosh.
spot.
Oh gosh. What were my lines? No, evidently I can't.
You got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't you have a song though?
Yes. It was.
If you put me in something, then I'll be a puddle, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
Bees will buzz, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer.
Nice.
There you go.
Love it. Beautiful.
See, it's
Great
like
job.
an actor. Once the show closes, you
Right,
have to
yeah,
like
you're done.
release all of that.
For sure. Yeah.
Make space
get it
for
out.
the next one.
I love that. That's hilarious. Cool. Okay. So what is coming up? You said that you have a new
Yes.
show coming up, premiering soon. Tell me about that.
So the Dusty Dott Company got the Jim Henson Foundation's family grant for 2026. And we are bringing a world premiere of a show called The Hurt Monster to Red House, which is actually right down the road. And we're bringing that in September 12th and 13th at Red House Arts Center.
Beautiful. Could you give us a teaser about what The Hurt Monster is about?
Yeah. So The Hurt Monster, the story is about a girl named Kaya, and Kaya lives in a world where there are no stars.
Uh-oh.
The stars have disappeared, and it is her internal mission to figure out how to bring them back. And she does this in partnership with this mystical creature that she finds, and that's the Hurt Monster. And they go on this journey to kind of take a world that's full of darkness and bring it back to light. And so kind of like what our social and emotional threads are is like, how do we, when we carry hurt, how can we transform that into light? How can we take the shadowy big feelings and somehow heal them and let them pass through our bodies?
Awesome. That's really cool. Who is the show for? Is it targeted probably at children?
You know, everything with Dusty Dott, we feel like it's for the young and the young at heart. And especially with the Hurt Monster, I think it will be a wonderful tool for young people to understand their emotions. But then it also lets their parents and their grandparents and the culture around them kind of recognize like, oh, I feel that too. And that's a conversation for when we drive home, you know. Or even when the big feelings show up on the playground, you can be like, well, let's think about Kaya and let's think about the Hurt Monster. And so hopefully it's for the whole family.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Did you guys write the show?
So Lane Kuntz wrote the show, and Brendan and Lane actually did theater over a decade ago. And Lane had this idea for a children's book, and he shared it with Brendan. And Brendan just kind of held on to it in the back of his brain. And then when we wanted to make something new that didn't really center Dusty and Dot in particular, the Hurt Monster was just like kind of kept showing up. And so then we took this as an opportunity to bring it to life.
Cool.
And we're bringing on Taisha McNeil. She is a sound wellness practitioner here in Syracuse, and she'll be making kind of the soundscape of the show. So the Hurt Monster is about processing emotions. So we're going to be using healing sound instruments to kind of amplify whatever noises he makes. And when he's healing, the instruments that are used underneath him will have resonance that can hopefully kind of bring a healing experience to the audience as well.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You've got a soundscape artist. I'm the first soundscape artist I ever met was from Syracuse, and I was at a really cool event, and he was like, yeah, I'm a soundscape artist. I was like,
Yes.
what is that?
I
This is
mean,
very
the
cool.
first time I had the experience done around me, this is maybe a strange detail, but I had my ear was clogged, and Taisha made these chimes ring around my ear. I literally could hear again. I was like, okay, I'm a believer. I'm sold.
Cool.
Let's
yeah.
work together.
No, I don't know. I always hear stuff about that, right? Like the certain resonant frequencies. I really want one of those flutes that has the two, what is it? It's like the biphasal flute or whatever, I think, or something. And it resonates at two different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
dissonance is supposed to be good for you or something. I don't know. I really want
so
one.
we have the sound therapy that's going to be happening. And then we're also working with an engineering firm up in Phoenix, New York called Think Variant.
Oh,
And
cool.
they are working with us so that all of the illumination of the Hurt Monster, when he starts to, one of his powers that I think we can all have is to help others who are in pain. So when the Hurt Monster potentially touches a wilted flower, he can heal it back to life. But in doing that, he gets fatigued. The team at Think Variant, they're going to help us when he's healing the plant, or there's going to be this light effect that kind of runs through his body that's remote controlled by the puppeteer.
Oh,
And
cool.
so that the puppeteer can manipulate not only the physical features of the puppet, but his emotional ecosystem as well.
How cool.
It's going to be awesome.
What does the puppet kind of look like? Is it is it human sized or is it small?
Yes.
Or what? Is
It
big?
started off the things in our workshop, they kind of become dot size. So 5 feet and bigger or 5 feet and smaller. I'm the ruler.
Gotcha,
And,
okay.
yeah, I'm the yardstick kind of. And the Hurt Monster.
How many dots large
Yeah.
is this puppet? That's
honestly.
awesome. I love it.
So the Hurt Monster was around 5 feet tall, and now for this next version, he's going to be a little bit smaller so that he can be operated by one puppeteer and also an assist puppeteer when needed.
Gotcha.
But bringing it back to Frozen, the way the Olaf puppet was constructed, where the puppeteer had manipulated the puppet's feet with his own feet, we're going to do a similar kind of thing with the Hurt Monster. So Brendan will kind of step into the shoes, and then there'll be a harness that will hold the upper body.
How cool. Very cool. How does one get into this line of work? I mean, because
Sure.
it seems, you're telling me you're working with a creative engineering firm, you're working with a soundscape artist, you're producing a show at the Red House.
Yes.
To me, that's okay, cool. That sounds like it takes money, time away from working at an office, right? That you've carved out, you know?
Yes.
That's probably a difficult endeavor to begin. So can you tell me about that?
It's I feel like I'm a stitcher in stitching together a creative living and a creative experience of life. So my office looks different than most cubicles. There's a lot of ideas thrown around. But honestly, I think how a show like The Hurt Monster is coming together is community. It's because we're here and we're rooted that now all of the ideas don't have to just come between me and Brendan. They're coming from outside collaborators. And also I think it's a curiosity of, I don't know how this will serve me, but I wonder what I'll learn from experiencing it. When I met Taisha, for example, the goal was not for her to work on the Hurt Monster, but by knowing her and knowing her authentic passion to create positive change through the arts, then when it's time to produce a show, you're like, oh, I know someone.
I know who to call.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the best.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
And before, as far as like the path that got me here, I'm from Syracuse, and I heard this expression once that like people that are from upstate have an upstate burn, where like they were close to the city, you know, New York City, and it wasn't too far away, these like big ideas. I mean, you were sharing before we started that one of your guests was an SNL writer. It's like, you know, that proximity to the pulse, I think, made us very focused people. I'll speak for myself. And so I knew I wanted to go to Broadway, go down to New York City, try for a Broadway show. I was lucky enough to make my Broadway debut and have those experiences. And I think it just kind of instilled a backbone and a tenacious energy
To
that
make it
keeps me
happen.
curious, and to make it happen.
Cool. How wonderful. What was your Broadway debut?
I made my debut in Bandstand
Cool.
in 2017 and got to perform on the Tonys. And
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was such
how
a thrill.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Do you have any words of advice to young people who, and let's even say not like young people,
Yeah.
right? But let's say like people who are, they see your creative career here in Central New York and they're like, I have a choice. I'm going to, which college do I pick? Do I pick the cool creative school or do I go and I, become a plumber like my dad wants me to do?
Totally. Well, okay, speaking of dads, my dad, when I went to school for musical theater, he was in insurance. So he was literally like mitigating risk for his career. And here I am doing this very risky thing. And he wanted me to have a backup. And I said, like, if I have a fallback, I will fall back. Now, that was because like I had to kind of put my blinders on and climb the mountain. And I think that's important for everybody. I mean, maybe the thing you want to do is being an electrician, and where those kind of jobs that make the world go round are so vital. And I think whatever is calling from inside, like that is the thing you have to experience. You have to see it through in some way. And I don't think that just takes like whimsy and passion. I think even something like musical theater took a lot of scheduling, a lot of managing, like kind of making it your own career, as even though it's kind of this left-sided, right-side brain, like you have to have both to really make it work, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to show up. You got to have the logistics to, here's my experience. Here's my resume. I'm going to show up for the auditions. I'm going to apply for the right audition. I'm going to find the right auditions to go show up to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, yes, luck is so much, but you have to be prepared for when that moment. I got to work with Andy Blankenbuehler on Bandstand, and he said some advice to me that, like, you don't have to try for everything at 100%. But when you really want something, you have to be ready for it. And that readiness comes with preparation.
Cool. Awesome. I love that advice. That's really nice advice. Beautiful. What can people expect? Who should come to the show? And when is it? Where can they learn more about it?
Please. So you can come to thehurtmonster.com to find out more information. And the shows will be on September 12th and 13th. We're going to do 2 shows on Saturday and 1 show on Sunday with the talkback from all of the creative teams. So you'll hear from the engineers, Taisha, and then the creatives involved with the show. I really think it's a show for everyone. I think families that have one little kid that will be really fascinated by the puppetry, and maybe they have that older brother who is crossing his arms. Like, I still think that brother will be fascinated by all of the STEAM engineering that goes into the show. And I think there's going to be takeaways for everybody in the family.
That's so cool. I love that there's an engineering firm here in like upstate New York that specializes in like stage production and stage effects.
Well, they've made props for, American High and other artistic ventures up here, but then they also make like pest control products.
Sure. Okay,
So they do everything.
Bridges and other like infrastructure
drones
things.
and things
sure,
that
got
are
it. Okay.
in a different way important to culture.
Sure.
up
Yeah, of
here.
course. Yeah. They deliver medicine and
Exactly,
things. But I need
exactly.
that too. So that's good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Andrea, thank you so much for your time and thank you for coming by and telling us about your projects. I mean, it sounds really cool. And I'm excited to learn more about the show because that sounds really cool.
Yes, you'll have to come.
Yeah, I want to. September.
great.
That sounds great. That sounds
Thank
really
you
cool.
so much for having me.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, Good News York is a production put on by Clickstream Studios. We are here in the new Spaghetti Warehouse location, and we are a full-service video marketing agency. If you need some help figuring out what you need to be posting on your social media, you can book some time with me. We can go over your business and what your social strategy looks like. If you go to call.clickstreamstudios.com, you can book a free 30-minute session with me and leave with a plan for what your marketing should look like. You're welcome to use that plan with us, or if you want to use that plan on your own, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Guys, thank you also to our sponsor, Ads on the Go, getadsonthego.com. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And thank you for Danny Tripodi for being awesome. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Goodbye.